Okay. I have 10 seconds. Coming up. Green box. Everything seems to be okay for now. Hello again, Twitch. Sorry about that. Had a bit of technical difficulties, but previously, specifically speaking, TundraNex was basically asking Max, or clarifying that the people who live in the big house on top of the mountain were dead, and asked Max to promise not to come back to the Snowhead mountain range with him and his horde. And you say, I swear. So I would like
also going to point out that when the dragon says horde, Max like wait a minute, did I say a thing?
I would like you to make another persuasion check, this time with advantage.
30.
30. And TundraNex sort of tilts his head to the side and simply asks,
Well, what is it that you would like to know?
And he says that in common.
Right.
I immediately look over at Max, having tried to keep my face emotionless.
Okay. There'll be a brief pause as Max catches breath. And then we'll switch to common and say, what are dragons exactly?
Dragons. We are old. We are powerful. And we are few. I could only speak for myself in these factors, as I rarely, much like other dragons I have encountered, introduce myself or interact much with other dragonkin. Some will have their own desires. Some will wish to conquer, as if it was their birthright. Some will wish to destroy. Some will wish to aid. I wish to simply be left alone.
I need to think of more questions.
That's fine.
What are the kind of things would Max need to know about? Really?
I'm not sure he could answer the question of what you're turning into exactly.
Yeah. I'm not expecting to know that.
More information about the dragon that you're based off might be nice.
Yeah.
Um,
Who is this Kriegstrom?
like you can see his teeth flare, and like he just.
I don't plan on like saying hi to him or anything.
I am unsure if he would greet you well if you tried. Kriegstrom dwells in the lands to the north. He was once, and probably still is, lording over a fallen city. Kriegstrom, the lightning terror. He's ancient and large and colossal and powerful. I have a strained relationship with him, as you might understand. He drove me out of my territory into these mountain ranges. I could not compete with something of his power.
Sounds of it. Your survival is impressive.
I was merely lucky he did not give chase. Though I can assure you, the day I become strong enough and powerful enough, I believe I will be petty enough to try and exact my revenge.
At this, I glance over at Max and kind of like raise my hand slowly.
Later. Later. Power the dragons have. How do you control it? It's wild and painful for me. It makes me so angry.
Your claim is that you are not true dragon. You are created, adjusted to be one of us in some fashion. I am not one to be as intelligent or arcane to know the exact ins and outs of this, but I can only fathom that your power, since it does not belong in the frail mortal frame, is difficult to settle into. For us, we are born with it, and with few things to contend with, we are able to simply utilize our power as much as we wish without repercussion. It is easy to learn control when you do not have to find reasons not to use that power, when it is simply an extension of yourself. But again, I am no mortal. I am no flesh and blood, frail and short-lived. I cannot answer that question so easily.
Max has definitely got a very thoughtful expression on now. Thank you.
I raise my hand again.
You want to ask a question?
I would like to ask a question.
Okay.
I turn to Thundernex fully. You mentioned Kriegstrom,
Yes.
and that you wish to exact vengeance. Is this something that you personally need to do, or would you be content with Kriegstrom being taken out by others?
I don't think that's a good idea.
Kind of tilts his head to the side slightly and leans in
Max in
real
character
close.
saying, I really don't think that's a good idea.
You believe yourself enough to take on the Lightning Terror?
Not as I am now.
Max is just shaking his head like.
But I personally am looking for a creature of great power. Two best.
Start smaller.
Little Hordling, I do not think it is wise for you to be charging headlong into something of that variety. I do not think you are capable enough to best me, and if I cannot best Kriegstrom, then I do not think that you are capable of weathering the storm. If you do wish to slay him, like I do, then take my path. Wait. Grow stronger. Survive. And then you can try your hand.
I thank you for the answer. From what I gather from this answer, you see Kriegstrom as a problem rather than a prize. Am I correct?
I have been existing for at the very least a number of centuries. I believe that the only dragon that could dwarf Kriegstrom is currently sealed away in a volcano to the south. There are few things that walk this earth that live and breathe that are capable of challenging that creature's might. I see him as a problem, yes, but only in so much as he took my home from me. And while I may not necessarily want it back, as I have my territory here, I do wish to show him the folly of his arrogance. I wish to be petty. I wish for revenge, and I would be satisfied if I were to see his corpse lay before me. But I am not so petty as to believe I am capable of such a feat.
I bow my head and realizing that I'm doing this in front of a blind dragon, I say again, I thank you.
He slowly turns his head and then turns to Ziden and says,
Do you have questions of me?